Namaste, aloha, welcome to the Bhagavad Gita as it is class. My name is Janapati Das. Today we are going to be reading through chapter 17, but also we will also include chapter 16, verse 18, which I apologize, I actually jumped over, as you probably maybe have noticed. So we'll read that first, and then we'll do a read through of chapter 17. But first, I'd like to offer my respects to you. Thank you. And my respectful obeisances to Jagat Guru Siddhaswarapananda Paramahamsa Srila Prabhupada and to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, our lives and souls, life and soul. So we're going to chant, so please join along.
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo. Namo Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gaurakaruna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Pashtayate. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So thank you for tuning in. I apologize for skipping. You know, you do these for a few years, you make a few mistakes. So in a second we're going to read Divisions of Faith, but we're going to go back into chapter 16, the divine and demoniac natures, and we had referenced that pretty thoroughly. And this verse 18 is more about the demoniac natures of the living entities and conditioned in the material world. So text 18, Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodyam cha shamshritaha mam atma para daheshu pravishanto biyashukyak yakaha. Ahankaram, false ego, so ahankara. Balam, strength, right? Balaram, like from bala, meaning strength. Darpam, pride. Kamam, lust. Krodam, anger. Cha, also. Shamshritaha, having taken shelter of. Mam, me. Atma, one's own. Para, deheshu, and other bodies. Pradvishantaha, blasphemes. Okay, that's a big word. Yashu yakaha, envious. The translation, bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demon becomes envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in his own body and the body of others, and blasphemes against the real religion, which is love and surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, in the conditioned state, bewildered. I love this word, bewildered. I think, what do they use here for this? They don't actually reference that, but it is a bewilderment. It is a bewilderment because in the material energy makes it so that the living entity believes that he is the all in all. And it is a great bewilderment. It's a great illusion by Maya Devi to make somebody believe that they're doing it, and it's about them, and they're right, and there is no God, and there is no conditioning, and all these things that the Vedas are talking about is just made up. So, and because I got that today. Somebody was telling me that there's no proof. There's no proof. They criticize me for speaking in absolutes, but when we talk about the absolute truth, it is the absolutes. It's not my absolute. It's just the way things are, and that that there is no scientific proof that consciousness comes from the living entity, and I agreed with that because you can't measure something from an inferior material energy to try to explain the spiritual energy. All best you can do is take the word at face value, and it implies what's more believable, that there is no living entity, nobody home, nobody really exists, or that there is a living entity but he is a different energy than what is measurable in the material world. I think the latter. So here's the verse, the purport by His Divine Grace. A demoniac person, being always against God's supremacy, does not like to believe in the scriptures. Yeah, they're envious, and that's why Krishna was telling Arjuna that because you're not envious of me, I can impart unto you knowledge. You're receptive to be able to receive the absolute truth. This is called... He is envious of both the scriptures and the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is caused by his so-called prestige and his accumulation of wealth and strength and knowledge, so-called knowledge, the accumulation of scientific knowledge, and you think because you can differentiate different things in the material world that you can understand the absolute truth. Actually, quite contrary. He does not know that his present life is a preparation for the next life. Not knowing this, he is actually envious of his own self as well as of others. He commits violence on other bodies and on his own. He does not care for the supreme control of the personality of Godhead because he has no knowledge. Yeah, you don't have the spiritual knowledge. Being envious of the scriptures and the supreme personality of God, he puts forth false arguments against the existence of God and refutes the scriptural authority. He thinks himself independent and powerful in every action, and they because of all these things, they see themselves as the knower of all. So they impart their knowledge as like the absolute truth too. He thinks that since no one can equal him in strength, power, or in wealth, he can act in any way and no one can stop him. If he has an enemy who might check the advancement of his sensual activities, he makes plans to cut him down by his own power. So that talks about a lot of the demons, some like dictators and people in positions of power in the material world and whatnot. So there we go. So chapter 17 is entitled The Divisions of Faith, and we're going to read through now. Text 1. Arjuna said, O Krishna, what is the situation of one who does not follow the principles of scriptures, but worships according to his own imagination? Is he in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance? The Supreme Lord said, according to the three modes of nature acquired by the embodied soul, one's faith can be of three kinds: goodness, passion, or ignorance. Now hear about these. According to one's existence, under the various modes of nature, one involves a particular kind of faith. The living being is said to be of a particular faith according to the modes he has acquired. Men in the mode of goodness worship the demigods, those in the mode of passion worship the demons, and those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits. Those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride, egotism, lust, and attachment, who are impelled by passion, and who torture their bodily organs as well as the supersoul dwelling within, are to be known as demons. Even food of which all partake is of three kinds, according to the three modes of material nature. The same is true of sacrifices, austerities, and charity. Listen, and I shall tell you of the distinctions of these. Foods in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such nourishing foods are sweet, juicy, fattening, and palatable. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, pungent, dry, and hot are liked by the people in the modes of passion. Such foods cause pain, distress, and disease. Food cooked more than 3 hours before being eaten, which is tasteless, stale, putrid, decomposed, and unclean, is food liked by people in the mode of ignorance. Of sacrifices, that sacrifice performed according to duty and to scriptural rules with no exception of reward is of the nature of goodness. But that sacrifice performed for some material end or benefit, or performed ostentatiously out of pride, is of the nature of passion, O chief of the Bharats. And that sacrifice performed in defiance of scriptural injunctions, in which no spiritual food is distributed, no hymns are chanted, and no remunerations are made to the priests, and which is faithless. That sacrifice is of the nature of ignorance. The austerity of the body consists in this, the worship of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, and superiors like the father and mother. Cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and nonviolence are all austerities of the body. Austerity of speech consists in speaking truthfully and beneficially, and in avoiding speech that offends. One should also recite the Vedas regularly. And serenity, simplicity, gravity, self-control, and purity of thought are the austerities of the mind. This threefold austerity practiced by men whose aim is not to benefit themselves materially, but to please the Supreme, is of the nature of goodness. Those ostentatious penances and austerities which are performed in order to gain respect, honor, and reverence are said to be in the mode of passion. They are neither stable nor permanent. And those penances and austerities which are performed foolishly by means of obstinate self-torture or to destroy or injure others are said to be in the mode of ignorance. That gift which is given out of duty at the proper time and place to a worthy person and without expectation of return is considered to be charity in the mode of goodness. But charity performed with the expectations of some return or with the desire for fruitive results or in a grudging mood is said to be charity in the mode of passion. And charity performed at an improper place and time and given to unworthy persons without respect and with contempt is charity in the mode of ignorance. From the beginning of creation, the three syllables Om Tat Sat have been used to indicate the supreme absolute truth, Brahman. They were uttered by Brahmanas while chanting Vedic hymns and during sacrifices for satisfaction of the Supreme. Thus the Transcendentalists undertake sacrifices, charities and penances, beginning always with Om to attain the Supreme. One should perform sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word Tat. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from the material entanglement. The absolute truth is the objective of devotional sacrifice, and it is indicated by the word Sat. These works of sacrifice, of penance, and of charity, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person of Sanaprita. But sacrifices, austerities, and charities performed without faith in the Supreme are non-permanent, O Sanaprita, regardless of whatever rites are performed. They are called asat and are useless both in this life and in the next. So that is the read-through of chapter 17. Next time we will get into the purport of that a little bit. Thank you very much. Namaste.